Notification Nation, what's going on? What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have Retro Bowl, and I know what you're thinking. If you've already subscribed to this channel, you're like, hold on, big homie. You already got a Retro Bowl video available, and that's true. I do, but I know what I'm doing here, so we're gonna put out another one because this one is now the Nintendo Switch version. Take a minute, bask in it. And now let's get it. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably own the mobile version already before this version came out on the Switch, and you probably had the same thoughts that I did, wondering what it would look like on a bigger screen, playing it with a controller and playing it on one of the consoles made by the same company that produced Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl. Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking that last one at all. Thought I'd just throw it in there because this game was inspired by the Tecmo Bowl and the Tecmo Super Bowl games. You can already tell once you cut the game on, whether that be looking at the font, looking at the helmets, whatever the case may be, this is pretty much an updated version of Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl, and since it's a more modern version of that game, I have always wondered what it would be like to play with a controller. Now, since I have played on the mobile version, I already know that you're not going to be able to select your plays, so that is already out of the question, but I want to see how friendly it is when you play with a controller and if it's the same type of pickup and play as the other games were. Now, there is still good news for people that do not want to play with a controller but maybe still want it on the Nintendo Switch. Well, it has the same touch capabilities as your mobile phone does, so you won't miss a beat whenever you play this game in handheld mode. So that will always be good news to me because that's pretty much what I'm used to. There's a lot of customization that is available with this game, and while you cannot create your own players, or at least that I have seen, you do have a lot of freedom in taking over this team and making a bunch of changes as far as upgrading the stadium, the training facilities, the rehab facilities. You always have a watch on your cap. You have offensive and a defensive coordinator who can be fired at any point. And not only did you have a free agency pool, but you also have a staff free agency pool. So if you want to upgrade your offensive coordinator and you have enough coaching credits, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to upgrade your defensive coordinator, you can go ahead and do that. And much like the players where they show, well, what draft pick they're going to be or their age and things like that, they also have traits that you can see that will help out your team, whether they be likable, whether they're just a really good coach, and some of them just have nothing at all, like absolutely nothing. Coaching credits are your currency in this game. You want to try and build up as much coaching credits as you can, whether that be to upgrade your team, upgrade your facilities, upgrade your staff, or if you want to upgrade your cap space. Yes, that is correct. You can save up, I believe it's 100 coaching credits, and you get a much better cap space, more room to fit all of these extremely expensive players that you are going to find in free agency. And you also have the ability to change how many players you're actually going to have on your team. I believe the options for that right now are 8, 10, and 12 players. I do not like to start on anything other than 12. I want to try and maximize this team out as much as possible. Now, however you build your team is how you're going to build your team, but you have to be sure that you are building on both sides of the football, special teams as well. Because if you get all defensive players, while your defense is going to be amazing, your offense is going to be absolutely terrible because they will fill out the rest of the positions with no name, no star players. And that's not what you want at all. Now, these guys are, they're there, but they're not. Don't throw to them every single time. it's not going to work out. For those of you that have played this game before, you already know there is no defense in the game, like at all. So do not expect to play defense, and don't be surprised because I told you there wasn't going to be any defense. Now, as far as throwing the football, as you see, I just threw an interception on the screen. You are going to want to get a quarterback with a good accuracy rating, or one that has room to grow their accuracy, because if you don't, you're going to be throwing the ball where you did not think you were throwing the ball. It's going to be terrible, and there's going to be lots and lots of interceptions to start off your franchise on this game. The kickoffs that were added to the game are in this Switch version, and that's very cool because I love to see that. It kind of shocked me once I seen it actually update on my mobile version, but it's a very, very pleasant change to the game. I would like to see punt returns added. Those aren't in there. And of course, you know, we would love to play defense on this game. I just don't think it's going to be a possibility right now, and I don't think that you can play head to head either. There is no exhibition mode, there is no practice mode, so you're either going to be good or you're going to be bad, and you're going to have to figure out how to be good if you're bad. Now, when you play on Extreme, which is what we are playing on now, I just want you to know that every team that you face, when you lock in that screen, it's going to say that they are 5-star offense and 5-star defense. However, technically they're not. You will actually be able to reveal the rating of each team as you play them after the game, so you can go in and see if this team actually was a 5-star on offense and defense. Good pass by me, by the way. But you'll be able to see if they're good or as good on offense and defense, or if they're terrible. You will actually get to reveal what their star ratings are, and you can do that for every team throughout the whole season. This thing tracks really good when it comes to stats, but if you're a fan of the Tecmo Bowl games, then you already know that stat tracking was a huge part of that game. So it's a huge part of the game, and something that I absolutely love. And something that was not available in those games is actually available in these games, and that is the ability to create a whole league if you want to. Yes, you can absolutely do that. If you want to import teams and change them up from pro teams to college teams, this is possible. If you want a all high school football league, do your thing. If you want Canadian football, do your thing. Now, you will have to make these teams, edit these teams, but hey, it is very possible to do that within this game. So have as much fun with it as possible. Create what you want, customize what you want. It's a really fun game to play. I think I love the way that the games are short. They're not very long at all. I mean, you could do a whole season in, just a couple hours, if that. I mean, that's how fast these games go by. You can have it on 2-minute quarters, 3-minute quarters. You can have the screen only travel to one side, or you can flip it and have teams going both ways when they travel down the field, which is what I'm doing now. And I'm actually not used to this at all, so I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. It feels really foreign when it's flipped the other way, but it's pretty cool, man. And the best thing about playing this game when you start up a franchise is that your team is so terrible that you will have a chance to instantly improve in the draft. What I like to do is I like to look at the players that I have now, see what they're worth, see if anybody is worth maybe second-round picks, trade them immediately, trade anybody that is older, just almost trade pretty much everybody, just so that you can build a team that will be at least a lot better than what they were the previous year. But you can also change whoever you want. After each season, you will get offers from other teams, and you will be able to switch up a team and then go ahead into their draft where you can get players. Come on, man. If you are not trying this game, shame on you. Go ahead, pick it up. I believe it's free on the mobile version. I think it is free for the Switch. It's really not that expensive. And if you already own a Nintendo Switch, then you know that there is pretty much nothing to play as far as football games. So treat yourself, enjoy, and let me know what you think about the game. Do you already have it? Drop something in the comments. Talk to me, I talk back. If you made it this far, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I've been me, you've been you. Till the next time we speak, I'm out.